Hello friends, welcome back. So in the last step, we saw how you can read the application.properties file or any properties file using the annotation value. So let's see the other way to read the application.properties file, okay, from application.properties file, right? So let's see this. So for now, let's comment this, okay. Let me comment control shift slash. So this got commented. This will currently show the error, but nothing to worry about that. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to create a configuration file, right? So control n class, create one more class and create another package called config, right? Config, and thereafter, okay, put the class name called, let's say, configuration. This is the class name, user configuration. Let's say user configuration, right? User info configuration, and finish. Okay, so first step to create this class, okay, and the second step to define the instance variable private long, okay, and the variable name should be exact the same name that we have defined in the application.properties file. So minimum threshold limit, copy and paste over here, right? The second, private long exact. If you are defining the different variable name, this will not work, okay. And thereafter same thing, protected, define a constructor, default constructor, okay, and thereafter defined a parameterized constructor. This is required, this is mandatory, otherwise it will not work. This is required to do the auto configuration by the Spring Boot, okay, and thereafter put getter and setter. That's it. I'm not putting a two-string method, overriding not two-string method, because that is not required. So this is the user configuration properties file we created. So we define the same name that we have defined in the application.properties file, okay, and we created a constructor. One is default constructor and other is the parameterized constructor with these two instance variable, okay, and created getter and setter. And thereafter in the third step, okay, we just need to make this class as a configuration class. So how will you do this? Annotation configuration properties, okay, configuration properties. That's it. If you go inside this configuration properties, if you see, this has implemented the interface of configuration properties and all, okay, but you don't need to bother about that, okay. If you want to see the implementation, how this has got implemented, you can go inside and see. But for the implementation perspective, as a developer, you don't need to bother about that, okay. Just you need to annotate that class configuration class of annotation configuration properties. That's it. And annotation properties itself, okay, having the component annotated already, right? So you don't need to put annotation component as well, right? So once this is done, okay, you need to instantiate this class. First thing, when you are running this project, okay, you are defining the annotation configuration properties. So this class will be managed by the Spring container. This will be managed by the IOC. So IOC says, here developer, you don't need to create an instance of this class, okay, that will I can take care. You just need to tell, okay, if you need a instance of this class. So by using this, we are already telling this as well, okay. So now go to the controller class, okay, copy this class name, go to the controller class, okay, and define private, maximize this, sorry, can't, sorry, save, okay, I think Yeah, here. Yeah, so go to the, copy this, go to the controller class. Where is the controller class? Control Shift R, controller. Okay, and here you just need to define the variable like config. Okay, user configuration config, control 1, import this. Okay, that we imported. So the Spring Boot has created the instance, and that you need to ask for the dependency. So how you ask for the dependency? Annotation auto wired, right? So by using this, it will look for the dependency, and Spring Boot has already created the instance of this class, and the dependency will get injected over here, right? So how will you do this now? Config, here you need to config dot get minimum, right? And thereafter config dot get maximum, right? So in the controller class, in this get threshold limit, in the class we have just already taking the instance of the config which are having the minimum and the maximum limit, because this has already mapped. Okay, because you have used the annotation configuration properties, so Spring Boot will manage for you, and it will mapped to the application properties, and it will retrieve the details, and that's why this needs to be exact the same name. Okay, and thereafter, okay, in the controller class, in your API, you just need to auto wire that. You need for ask for the dependency, and once the dependency is get, you need to call the minimum threshold limit and the maximum threshold limit, and put into the bin and return this, and the same result you will be getting, right? So let's, for the change, let's change the value, right? Okay, run this. Right, application failed to start. Why? Say error action considered in the bin of type in your configuration annotation auto wide required true. The injection point has the following annotation. Got it? So it's saying we have not put the annotation correctly. Go to the controller class. Where is the controller class? Here. Wire. Let's see the error. Yeah, so read the error file. What it is saying, the injection point has the following annotation true, considering definition of a bin of type, user configuration, and see here it's saying com.sk java ashram config user configuration, that could not be found. Okay, okay, what is saying, go to the controller class. It's saying you are trying to ask for the dependency, but the Spring container or the IOC has not created the instance of the class. Okay, so go to the configuration class. If you see here, you annotated the configuration properties, and how do we need to tell to the Spring controller in Spring container to consider this as a component, and this needs to manage by the Spring container. So either you need to put the component, annotation component, or you need to put the configure for the configuration file, right? So if you putting the annotation configure, if you're going over here, inside that its annotation component is already there. Okay, so that will suffice our requirement to make a class, component class. Okay, so that this can be managed by the IOC container. Okay, now let's run this. Yeah, now you see Tomcat is started on port 8080 with context path. So now it has asked for the dependency and it got the dependency. Okay, so no issue on the dependency. The things has got mapped minimum and the maximum limit, and we are getting the minimum and the maximum limit. Right, now let's go to the browser and hit this endpoint. Right, now this was the earlier, refresh 62009. This is what we had put here, right, in the application.properties file, 62009. Okay, so now it's working fine, right? If you see, it's working fine over here, correct? So we commented this code and we used the configuration properties file, okay, to read the data from the application.properties file. So you just need to use this two annotation configuration properties file to read that data, and annotation configuration to enable the configuration, and to tell to the IOC container to make this class as a component class. And now it's ready to use. And this is the way that the Spring Boot is suggesting to use and read the properties file. Instead of reading the properties file using the value annotation, okay, read the properties file using the configuration properties. Okay, use the auto add, put into the bin, and wherever you required, okay, you can get it that from that bin only. Okay, and you can get the result. So this is the how you can read the properties file using the annotation value or using the configuration properties file and the annotation configuration, right? So this is how you can use this. So if you have time, see you in the next step. Bye bye.